Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Today I have a special one for a special order. This one was ordered from Elisa. So Elisa, I just want to say thank you. She did not have this mold. She does do resin. So she decided that she was going to support my channel and order it from me. So she did request green glitter and she chose these two. So I just texted her pictures of what I had and those are the two she liked. So I did ask her if I could put my own twist on it, so I'm going to do a little something on the edges because you can't do a whole lot with glitter, but I figured I can get these edges painted, and I had this chameleon powder that changes from green to gold, and it kind of goes with this glitter that she chose. So I'm just going to put that on the inside of these, both of these, and then I think I'm going to do it on the two little stands. And then I will get the resin mixed up and poured in. The other thing I think I will do, I didn't ask her, but I'm going to put her name on the base here since this is for her and not to give away. So I'm going to just use this little, let me zoom in for you, help you see what I'm doing. Use this little makeup applier, brush, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to go around. Of course, there's going to be cleanup to do on the bottom. I don't know what's better, if I should just use a brush and suck it up and clean it, or just go ahead and use this. So I'm hoping she likes this. I don't know. I do that when I do cakes. I decorate cakes as well, and a lot of times I'll just be like, can I do whatever I want to? And so far I haven't been burned. I just like to put my own little spin on things sometimes. So I will get this sped up for you. This one, actually, before I do that, this is from Let's Resin and it's called Mint. So everything that I use will be linked in the description as usual on every video. It is, plus a ton of other stuff that you didn't ask for. So take a few minutes, go through all that stuff, see if there's anything that interests you. There's other videos in there that you can watch that might be related or what you might be interested in. And then of course, all these supplies that you might need. So definitely I take a lot of time to put all that stuff in there. So please check it out. That is if you are not watching on your television, because I know you can't do that on your TV, but hop over to your phone or your tablet or your computer and check out everything in the description boxes. Okay, so I did that one. I just did that at the last minute. I will take a paintbrush and alcohol and I will clean all this extra out. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm also going to do the same thing to this one. So I will return as soon as they're ready. I've got all the sides done. I'm just taking a little bit of my alcohol in a brush and I'm just going inside along the edge and just kind of rubbing all that until it comes loose and wiping it off on a paper towel and doing it again and again and again until I get all of that extra off. I am gonna grab a micro brush as well because some of it is stubborn, but it's not too bad. It's just a little time consuming, but I want it as perfect as I can get it. I'm sure it's not gonna be perfect. So let me grab a micro brush, which is one of these tiny little things. And you can fit it in all these little corners and get all that extra out that doesn't belong. Of course, get some alcohol on there too. So I will do this off camera because again, this is probably going to take at least 15 minutes and I don't want you to sit through all of this. That was not the funnest thing I've done, but I got it pretty clean. I got all the extra powder off. I used alcohol, I used a brush, I used some painter's tape to get some loose stuff off. So they are all pretty clean other than the sides. And this one I did as well. And I'm going to use today the Fast Cure by Let's Resin because it's nice and thick. And not only does it set in 4 hours, but it should suspend the glitter a little bit better than a thinner resin. So I'm gonna get 10 ounces mixed up and we'll get some glitter mixed in. So a couple things as I finish mixing this resin. One, if you're new to resin, there are always, every single one of my videos has a link to show you how to clean these silicone cups in just about a minute or 2 minutes, so you can use them immediately. You don't have to wait for this stuff to cure and pull out the bits and pieces. So go in the description, it's like a 1.5-minute video. Watch that one. Also in there is for beginners how to mix your resin perfectly every time. So there is a fairly short video showing you how I mix my resin and that I've never had a problem with it curing, being sticky, any of all those issues you get if your resin is not properly mixed. So do go in the description and find those. Also, if you want a custom order, all you have to do is email the email on the screen and I will get back to you usually within 24 hours and we'll start discussing colors and techniques and designs and whatever, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to get on YouTube. So definitely do those things in the description and please support my channel. Give me a little order. I'd love to do it for you, or even for like some gifts or whatever. Now this resin is much thicker than normal, which is why I'm using it for the glitter, like I said earlier. But even if you don't have the thick resin and you're doing this particular mold, remember this side of the mold where the glitter is going to sink to the bottom is actually the top. So in this case, it doesn't really matter if it sinks because you're going to have the glitter on the top. I'm also going to have to do a top coat on this one because I'm going to put her name on it. So if your mold is a little bit dull, like I've used mine a few times, it gets dull after time. Top coat fixes all that as well. So I'm going to just get a little bit of this glitter. Well, not a little bit, probably a lot, because I love glitter too. And I know she does. I think this is the same green as this one, but since she chose both of them, I'm just going to stick them both in there. Let me grab a little spoon and just start putting it in here so you can see. I'm going to do a few scoops of each one. And then I think I'm going to let it sit just to see how long it takes to drop to the bottom. If it's, I mean, it's not going to all drop to the bottom, but I would like it to stay as suspended as possible, as long as possible. So you can even wait a little while before you put your glitter in and before you pour it in your mold until it gets a little warmer. But this stuff warms up pretty quickly because it's fast cure. So if you're using this, don't wait too long. Yeah, we're gonna need some more than that. See, you can see all the clear resin in there. I don't want to see that. I don't think she wants to see that either. Get you some glitter in here. That's looking much better. All right, so let's get this poured in here. I'm not going to put it in my curing machine just because I don't want, sometimes that machine doesn't always work well, so I'm not taking any chances with her stuff. So we're just gonna let it sit overnight. It is about 8 o'clock at night now, so it doesn't matter if it gets done quicker or not in the curing machine. This one you want to fill to the top. These you want to fill to the top. This one you do not. This one you need to keep these exposed so your pens and your brushes and whatever you're using it for will fit through the hole into this one. So I'm just going to take this little tiny torch. Hopefully don't hit my silicone. because my alcohol spray is in the other room on a much larger project. So I'm not gonna go back and get that. I'm just gonna get this one completely filled. Not completely, like I said, but it can fit just the rest of this resin. So if you have this mold, it's 10 ounces. All right, be back when it's cured.
Hi, it's Don. Hey, Michelle doesn't know I'm here. I'm infiltrating her glitter room. So she's got a project we're doing, well, she's doing for Alyssa. It's gonna look pretty cool. It's gonna look better after I put my fingerprint in it. Watch. No, I won't do that. So I figured I'd infiltrate her video and get in there, you know, just because that's who I am. So, Alyssa, I hope you like it. She's coming. I gotta go.
Everything is cured. We're ready to unmold. I had enough to make a bookmark for her, holographic. And here is that. I think I'll add her name to the back as well. We'll get these little feet out, or I don't know what you want to call them, the stand part. You can kind of see the mica powder through the glitter. Let me just trim this off. Actually, I'll do it later. I don't need to do that on film. Okay, get these out, see how the sides came out. Hopefully we can see a little bit of a difference through them. Yep, can kind of see that. Green and gold, also in the cell phone holder. That came out really sparkly. I don't think the camera does things justice. But here is the, well, this is the back. These are the holes for these. Let's make sure they go in. They do take a little pressure, but they do go in. But you want them tight. This one needed trimmed, I think. You want them tight so it holds your stand up. And here's this, which will go in here. I'm not going to shove it all together right now because I do have to trim this end, but this is how it will go. I'm going to add her name here, let it fully cure. I mean, this is pretty solid already, even though it's not been 24 hours. But I do want to let it fully cure. I want to get her name on, top coat the name in this and also on that. And then we'll give you a reveal. Here's her name. I got them cut out. One's for that one. And this one is for the bookmark. And then we'll top coat. So this circle is the center. The center of her name is the I. So we're just going to hopefully get this right. And then we will top coat this to seal it in. I hope she doesn't mind I put her name on here. Wasn't sure what color to do, but I thought black was safe. It's not like in your face, but you could see it. Looks pretty good, I think. Okay, now for this one. Let me get this on the transfer tape. My tape is just a little too small. Now you can't coat this side. The holographic will disappear. I'm actually putting it on the back. Definitely don't coat holographic anything. Let me put this on the other, over here a little bit. Sorry, I have to put you out a little farther than normal. Just because this is kind of soft still. It's not completely. There we go. I'm gonna mix up some resin, get it covered, and they will be ready to ship. Time to top coat. I've got some resin mixed up. Now well, first of all, I have it on this mat. It's like a drip mat, so if anything spills over, which I hope it doesn't, it will go inside those cracks and you could peel it right out when it's cured. But I did tape up the sides just in case, since it's an order, it's not just a demo. So I do want to take extra precaution. I wiped everything down with alcohol because my hands did touch it. And don't touch it again once you wipe it down unless you have gloves on. So I'm just going to get this poured. I'm not going to put it in this part here, just because it's just going to pool at the bottom and it doesn't really need it because it's got the mica powder. And I'm just going to drag it to the edges and kind of like top coating a coaster. There, if you don't know how to top coat a coaster, I have a video on that on my channel. I just did, so go back a few videos and you can watch that. If you're new and you're not sure exactly what I'm doing, you can find that in there. So you're just going to add the resin as you need it. And I will fast forward this because it will get a little tedious and a little long. So just sit back and enjoy. Now this one is the back, but the back is pretty sharp. It's got a nice lip on there. So I'm not going to top coat the top. I'm going to back coat the back just to get that a nice even edge. So I'm going to move this one aside. I just got to fix one little spot and then we'll get this one done. All right, Alyssa, it's all done. I hope you like it. I did put a top coat on this one as well as the bottom coat. And here's the bottom. It's all put together. You do have to press very hard on these to get them to snap together, but once this one's pretty solid, they're not moving at all. So this one's ready to use. Here is your bookmark. And then you got a few extras with the resin that I had left over. I threw some magnets on the back, and you can use those or give those away, whatever you want. I hope you'd enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this, Alyssa, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Bye.